truck was actually coming from Ring Road. It missed a step. So as it was trying to gather itself, it fell.
What we are witnessing these days, it is something we can no longer understand.
They should stop telling us and promising us all those promises are fake, giving us details of promises are fake. We don't want it anymore.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on BTV Major News at 6. My name is Temitokwe Oluwafemi. And now to the news in details. Traders, business owners and residents around the urban market oasis in Benin City have commended the Edo State Governor, Senator Monday Okpebholo, for the impressive pace and quality of work on the ongoing reconstruction of urban market in local government area of Edo State. The stakeholders described the intervention as timely and reassuring, noting that the governor's commitment and regular inspection visits to the project site have renewed confidence among traders who were previously displaced. The report. The reconstruction being carried out under the Okpebholo-led administration is progressing steadily, with the governor personally monitoring the level and quality of work to ensure that the project meets modern standards and is delivered within record time. Speaking to journalists at the market, a trader, Mrs. Faith Edos, said the market was in a deplorable state before the governor's intervention, adding that the reconstruction has restored hope to traders and business owners. She said before Governor Okpebholo came in, the market was in a bad condition, but today they are happy because he has rescued the situation by rebuilding a market that will have modern facilities, she said. Another trader, Mrs. Itoani Demudia, described the governor as a promise keeper, stating that traders were abandoned for years despite repeated assurance by the immediate past administration. She said the Obaseki-led administration made several promises to rebuild this market, but nothing was done, adding that Governor Okpebholo has shown that he is serious. Gradually, the market is taking shape and we are grateful, she said.
Market born, so we not get where to shade. Sun they beat us, rain they beat us here. As government they come check and they see comot, they not do anything. Okay, so when our governor come, Governor Okpebholo, he come check and see, tell us he go come do, I can't start the work.
Thank and well, God go bless her. More grace to his elbow.
Before and now, before at least, maybe now I go even do pass as they want repair. God, it go there okay because not be so if be before. I believe say it go well. Now it go good. I get to tell and say as you don't they try finish and thank you for the work. Because we saw too much for outside. At least if you don't do a finish now, I go enter inside because the inside be like AC.
Some people park go out, so attached to people shade. So Okpebholo come now, come they build down. So you never finish them. If you don't finish them now, everybody go park go inside to the fair.
Urban Market, which is one of the major commercial centers in Benin City, was first gutted by fire in June 2020, destroying several shops and goods worth millions of naira. The inferno was reportedly caused by a faulty solar panel in one of the shops, which spread rapidly to other sections of the market. With the ongoing reconstruction, displaced traders are optimistic that the project will restore their businesses and significantly boost commercial activities in the area and across Edo State. Upon completion, the revamped urban market is expected to be equipped with modern facilities, including 24-hour electricity supply, internet connectivity, a primary healthcare center, and other amenities designed to enhance efficiency, safety, and convenience for traders and customers alike. Temitokwe Oluwafemi reporting for BTV News. Voters' registration centers across parts of Benin City are recording low turnout at several continuous voters' registration centers in Benin City, as eligible recipients appear reluctant to participate in the ongoing exercise. Findings by BTV News Zainab Muhammad shows that registration centers that ought to witness steady participation remain largely quiet, with only a few residents showing up to enroll or update their voters' details. The report.
The continuous voter registration exercise is ongoing across designated centers, providing eligible Nigerians the opportunity to register, update their details, or replace lost permanent voter cards ahead of future elections. However, observations at several registration centers show a noticeable low turnout, raising concerns about citizens' participation in the democratic process. Residents also described previous registration experiences as stressful and discouraging, pointing to long delays, repeated referrals, and difficulties in retrieving voters' cards. Coupled with this is a growing mistrust in the electoral process, as some residents say they no longer believe their votes truly count. This perception, they noted, has deepened voter apathy, with many questioning the relevance of participating in voter registration when election outcomes are seen as predetermined.
This card issue, registration card, it has a lot of challenge. A lot of people did their own in the previous election. They were unable to get it. Like my wife now, she's unable. I tried to walk through and fro. I went to Ipobaoka local government at the where we register at Orege. We could not get it. I went to Winners at Saplero. We could not get it. I went to Aduawa, the headquarters of this INEC office at Ipobaoka, that is at Aduawa side. We could not get it.
So we vote, the vote not the count. Now leaders we feel like to lead, and then go stay to lead. Now why now? Nobody gets time to come to do voters card again.
Some people feel that maybe coming to register is of no use because it does not count. Because when the right person wins, they will not the judiciary and all that people will manipulate the result. So that is why I believe that people are not coming out. And when you go there, the rushing, they delay you. If you at times, if you don't know somebody, for them to take you, for you to be able to access the registration is zero.
Lack of awareness further emerged as a key issue, as some residents admitted they were unaware of the registration schedule or locations. They called for increased grassroots sensitization and closer engagement with communities to boost participation.
Not aware. I think not just only me. I have friends also who are not aware, and I think they need to create awareness for it. You need to let people know about it so they can as well go and register for it.
The awareness is not there. I believe that people are not coming out. The awareness should be more on the grassroots level and the state, local government areas.
While some residents remain delusioned, others insist that voter registration remains vital to democratic participation, urging electoral authorities to simplify the process, improve public confidence, and ensure transparency. Zainab Mohammed reporting for BTV News.
A market survey across major markets in Benin City reveals that the prices of essential food items remain relatively low after the festive season rush. BTV News' Precious Agbonlaho, who visited Oba Market in Benin Metropolis, reports that while a few items have seen a slight drop in prices, many others remain the same. The report.
After the Yuletide celebration, where many citizens have engaged in last-minute shopping, there are indications that the price of food items previously sold at high cost last year have dropped as the year unfolds. Some traders stated that the price of onions and vegetables have reduced. According to them, a bag of onions that was previously sold for 100,000 now sells for about 80,000, while vegetables that were sold for 80,000 now sells for as low as 18,000. They said a rubber of rice that was previously sold for 4,200 has slightly reduced to 4,000, which sold for 3,000 is now being sold for 2,500, indicating a slight drop in the price of some staple food items as the year unfolds.
They say before they sell 100,000, you don't want to 80,000. They say one bag for now. Carrots, they say one bag 80,000. You don't want to 60,000. They say one bag for now. Cabbage 70,000 for now. They sell that.
Same. What it change are small, but you know say before New Year, people where they buy market many, but now people don't come out now. Price they see condom small as before. Price I they sell at 4,200, but now 4,000. Bees now 2,500, 3,000.
Another trader who spoke with BTV News said that items like gari, melon, ogbono remain the same after the festive season. However, they noted that despite the lack of change, the price are still manageable and sales have continued steadily. While traders who sell tomatoes and pepper said there is reduction in price. For instance, a basket of pepper which sold for 25,000 has reduced to 18,000, while tomatoes that was sold for 17,000 now sells for 25,000.
So I sell tomatoes for over market. That tomatoes matter. Christmas time dear well. We will buy on basket 65,000. So buy 70. But now after Christmas and New Year now, it's 4. I don't know if you talk like 4 down. Now they buy 25, 28. See difference what it is. If you pepper everything 4. Because that Christmas time pepper, they buy 80, 60. But now you can see pepper now 80,000 to 80.
The price of the gari, the RCB for last year, and SCB, would they buy 20,000. As it still there for this, when we go market today, I go village market today. Now the same price we still take back. It's still there the normal price. Ogbolode the normal price. Nothing don't increase now. So no, nothing don't. You never see conduct. Now still been so we still they buy. Or gari na 60,000, 50,000, but now 20,000.
They, however, expressed hope that more price reduction will follow in the coming week. Precious Agbalaho reporting for BTV News.
Residents in Benin City have raised serious concerns over the increasing habit of drivers and passengers failing to use seat belts while on transit, describing the behavior as dangerous and capable of resulting in preventable casualties during road accidents. BTV News' Favor Kolawole reports that despite several sensitization campaigns by the Federal Road Safety Corps, a significant number of motorists in the city still operate their vehicles without wearing seat belts. The report.
Belts remain one of the most effective safety measures for both drivers and passengers, helping to reduce the severity of injuries and save lives during collision. However, the continued disregard for seatbelt regulations by road users in Benin City has continued to worry many residents. Residents therefore urge the Federal Road Safety Corps (FRSC) and other relevant authorities to step up enforcement by sanctioning defaulters. They stress that sustained public enlightenment through road campaigns and media adverts will help change the attitude of motorists and passengers.
Personally, concerning the issue, I feel like there is already a standing law, but what we just lack is enforcement. So I feel like it's more of the fault of the law enforcement agency rather than the lawmakers. The lawmakers have presented the law, but the law enforcement agencies fail in interpreting that law to the bus drivers.
Cost of accident can't be just reduced to just using seat belts, okay? Now, I think using seat belts, what it does, it might prevent you from having a heavy heat.
They further appealed for increased public orientation to educate road users on the importance of seat belts, noting that safety on the road begins with personal responsibility.
They need to clear people, let them know that it is very vital for them to use their seat belts.
The time the rules are not broken, they follow the procedure. Those things, some of all these things will be coordinated.
Residents expressed optimism that with proper sensitization and strict enforcement, compliance with seatbelt laws will improve, ultimately reducing road accidents and making Benin roads safer for all. Favor Kolawole reporting for Beetv News.
Increasing number of Nigerians are turning away from traditional banking halls and automated teller machines, preferring point-of-sale operators for their daily cash transactions, citing convenience, accessibility, and fewer restrictions. Findings by Beetv News Zainab Mohammed shows that while banks continue to serve as formal financial institutions, many residents now rely on POS outlets as a faster and more reliable alternative for accessing cash. The report.
In more recent times, accessing cash through conventional banking channels has become increasingly challenging for many residents. As a result, point-of-sale operators are emerging as a preferred alternative for daily financial transactions. Nigerians say strict withdrawal limits, cash scarcity, and long queues at banks sometimes have made access to physical cash increasingly difficult. According to them, POS operators offer quicker service and greater flexibility, allowing customers to withdraw needed amounts without prolonged delays despite service charges.
The queue, and most times now you want to use money, very important. You can just go to POS, then withdraw. Very simple. No queue, no, like, it will not take time. It's very simple. That's for me.
Go to the bank. You waste so much time there before you can get what you want. There are so many factors, but I will only mention a few. If you look around yourself now, you see that all our new currencies, all our new notes are with the POS people. But if you go to the bank, you can't get them there.
Some residents explain that banks often dispense limited or old currency notes and impose restrictions on withdrawal amounts, making it challenging to meet urgent financial needs. They noted that POS operators, though informal, provide easier access to cash. Others attributed their preference for POS services to convenience, explaining that avoiding queues and saving time outweigh concerns about transaction charges. They added that bank fees on interbank withdrawals now make POS charges appear comparable.
Who prefer the POS because of convenience? You know, sometimes now that the advent of adding charges for example, I'm using a different bank and the ATM of another bank, there will be charges that will be withdrawn. So it's like the same thing. So I just prefer to just use POS since it's almost the same.
1,000 naira. I was charged 600 and something, which was on the high side. From the ATM, from a commercial bank, UBA bank. Then I discovered using the POS, that charges is not there now. I don't know if you get it. So it means if you are using OP, all those, what is it called, microfinance bank, they charge you more while using First Bank, other commercial bank.
Residents say while POS services may attract transaction charges, the convenience, flexibility, and reliability they offer outweigh the cost. They urge banks to review withdrawal limits, improve cash availability, and streamline services to restore confidence in traditional banking, noting that a balance between banks and POS operators would ensure smoother financial transactions for everyone. Zainab Mohammed reporting for Beetv News.
The Executive Governor of Edo State, His Excellency Senator Monday Okpebholo, has expressed profound sadness over the passing of his special advisor on Arewa matters, Alhaji Danjuma Garuba, who died this afternoon after a brief illness. In a statement by Patrick Ahere, PhD, the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor of Edo State, says Alhaji Garuba was a dedicated public servant and a vital bridge between the state government and the Arewa community in Edo State. His commitment to fostering peace, unity, and mutual understanding among all residents of the state was exemplary. Governor Okpebholo described the late special advisor as a loyal aide, a tireless community leader, and a man of great integrity whose counsel was invaluable to the administration. The governor said the news of Alhaji Danjuma Garuba's passing was a heavy blow to this administration and the entire Edo State family. He said he was more than a political appointee, he was a peacemaker who worked day and night to ensure that the diverse voices of the state were heard and harmonized. His sudden departure has left a vacuum that will be difficult to fill. Governor Okpebholo has directed that prayers be offered for the repose of the soul of the deceased and for the family to find the fortitude to bear this irreplaceable loss. The Edo State government has recorded significant progress in the reconstruction of Ekiwa University of Benin Road, Temboga Road Extension, or by Radiawa Road off Upper Mission Road, Benin City, bringing relief and renewed hope to residents, traders, and road users in the area. The report.
For years, the Ekiwa University of Benin Road deteriorated into a difficult passage scarred by deep erosion channels, numerous potholes, and conditions that made movement unsafe and burdensome for residents and motorists. Movement along the corridor was difficult, forcing motorists, commercial riders, and pedestrians to endure daily hardship. However, recent intervention by the Edo State government has changed the narrative, with construction work nearing completion on the Ekiwa axis.
It has greatly improved. The way it was before, this part of the road is not motorable. You can't go through it, even with your barefoot, you can't walk it. But the way it is now, the whole streets, they are accessible because of this development that we are seeing now.
The road construction have really helped a lot. Before now, our vehicle used to get spoiled. Everywhere will be eroded with erosion. But for now, things are getting better. There's improvement in the movement. We no longer repair our vehicle as usual. So we thank the state government for helping us to step up the bad road.
Findings by Beetv News shows that while work on the Ekiwa Road is almost completed and now motorable, construction activities remain intense on the Oba Radiawa axis. Heavy-duty machinery is currently deployed on site as contractors focus on drainage construction and evacuation to prevent future flooding and erosion. Residents and business owners along the road say the project has significantly improved mobility and commercial activities.
There's a lot of improvement by the governor of the state, because Governor Okpebholo is doing better. We are seeing his good work in the area. Since 13 years in Benin, this is the first time I see them constructing this road, and it's a better place, and we love him, wanting to do more.
Construction officials handling the project explained that drainage construction remains a critical stage of the work, particularly on the Oba Radiawa axis, before full road grading and asphalt laying can be completed.
From the heartland construction, as you can see. So, as you can see, there is drainage construction. And you see this place is excavation for the drainage.
Okay.
Yes, this excavation for the drainage. After this drainage, they will still tie the road again. As they do to the other side too. You understand?
The Ekiwa University of Benin Road, Temboga Road Extension, Oba Radiawa Road off Upper Mission Road reconstruction stand as part of the Edo State government's broader commitment to infrastructural development, with residents hopeful that the project will be fully completed before the onset of the rainy season. Zainab Mohammed reporting for Beetv News.
The Vice President, Kashim Shettima, has reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to adequately empower the Nigerian armed forces to overcome the nation's security challenges, while paying tribute to officers and men who lost their lives in defense of Nigeria's territorial integrity and the safety of lives and property. The Vice President gave the assurance during a special Jumat prayer held at the National Mosque in Abuja as part of activities marking the 2026 Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day. He described the sacrifice of fallen soldiers as priceless and urged the continued national support for the military. January 15th is observed annually by the federal government to honor members of the Nigerian Armed Forces. The military recently renamed the event from Armed Forces Remembrance Day to Armed Forces Celebration and Remembrance Day to reflect its dual purpose of celebrating service personnel while remembering fallen heroes. A former deputy governor of Osun State, Senator Ayola Omishere, has called for genuine reconciliation among party members to ensure victory in the August 2026 governorship election. He urged both the national and state leadership of the party to initiate and drive the reconciliation process. The report. It was an interdenominational prayer session organized in Oshogbo by Senator Ayola Omishere for his supporters to usher in the new year. Christian and Islamic clerics who led the prayer stressed the importance of faith in God as 2026 begins.
Because the major reason why we are here is to focus anything you want to do in life. If you don't focus on God and you don't commit it, or you don't act from God, or you don't tell God that God should lead you, so every other thing will just be in faith.
Senator Ayola Omishere, who was represented by the Director General of his campaign organization, Ajubala, said party members are ready to work for unity if genuine reconciliation is carried out.
We are waiting for directive from the party leadership, the party executives. We have a state ESCO, we have the leadership at the state. They are going to, initiate the moves. How do we go about the campaign towards the election? Then, of course, we don't need to forget that there should be a genuine reconciliation. If we can genuinely reconcile all our members and we are all working together, definitely August 8th will be a glorious day for us. But we are expecting for directive from the party.
Elsewhere in Ife, Senator Babajide met with his supporters from across the state, urging them to work towards the party's victory in the August governorship election. The meeting was attended by the APC governorship candidate, Bola Oyebamiji.
We must work together as a team in APC with a view to winning. If we work together as a team, harness our strength and provide shock absorber for our weaknesses, I'm sure we will win.
This is part of the reconciliation. This is part of the collaboration. We are going to collaborate together, and we are going to tell all the members of our party that we have to be in unity and that we have to drive the party to achieve the best for the people of Osun.
It was the first time the two former governorship aspirants met with their supporters since the primary election held in December 2025. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for Beetv. In line with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, the National Directorate of Employment now has a new befitting headquarters. The development represents not only a change in location, but also a strengthened commitment to job creation, skills development, and inclusive empowerment across Nigeria. The report. Management and staff of the National Directorate of Employment has resumed operations at their permanent headquarters in Gudu. For years, the agency operated from a rented facility in Wuse, which, though functional, lacked adequate space and amenities. The relocation comes exactly 1 year after Director General Silas Agara took office with a mandate to align the agency with the federal government's renewed hope agenda.
It's difficult to even have a courtesy visit or to interact with foreign organizations that want to do business with you. It was difficult because first impression matters. And ND is supposed to be an agency that gives hope to Nigerians, to young ones that are looking for opportunity. And when they come see where you operate from, they become hopeless because they don't see anything good coming from that agency with that kind of structure. And so it was quite difficult, actually. We were just putting up and encouraging the staff.
Staff members of the National Directorate of Employment expressed renewed enthusiasm, improved coordination, and a growing sense of institutional pride following the relocation. Over the past year, the agency has intensified efforts to tackle unemployment, particularly among youth, women, and persons with disabilities. Under the Renewed Hope Employment Initiative, more than 41,000 Nigerians are currently undergoing trainings in over 30 skills selected from electoral wards nationwide to ensure inclusivity. Additionally, over 14,000 beneficiaries have received startup packs to help them establish their own businesses. At the Yaba office in Lagos, Choma Godwin is one of such beneficiary. After 3 months of training in catering, she now independently runs her own catering business.
Continental dishes, you understand? Because that's something I've always wanted to know how to do. Now this thing is give me money, aside from my other things that I do, right? But this is mine. Yeah, the government are trying. Let me say, they have really done a lot for us, because people that are not opportune, people that don't have money, you understand, to learn crafts, at least the government has already eased their distance.
From new facilities to renewed programs, the NDE says its focus remains creating sustainable livelihoods, restoring dignity to work, and ensuring no Nigerian is left behind. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for BTV News. President Bola Tinubu has commended operators of the Nigerian stock market for the high-level performance of the market in 2025. The Nigerian stock market has achieved an unprecedented 100 trillion naira market capitalization at the end of 2025. Drawing praise from President Bola Tinubu, the president expressed excitement over the record performance and pledged continued support for the market, urging Nigerians at home and abroad to invest as a way of building lasting wealth. The Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Timi Agama, attributed the success to sound government financial policies that have restored investor confidence. Similarly, the Group Managing Director and CEO of the Nigerian Exchange Group, TIWA, credited reforms under President Tinubu's administration for the market's strong performance. The stock market grew by over 51% in 2025, enabling companies to reward shareholders with substantial dividends and price gains. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission and the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority have intensified efforts to enhance regulatory efficiency and attract investment in the country's oil and gas sector. The renewed collaboration was formalized during a meeting at the NUPRC corporate headquarters in Abuja, where the chief executive of both organizations agreed to work more closely. Each agency will nominate representatives to jointly address and resolve regulatory issues affecting the sector. Islamic clerics have urged Muslims to fulfill their civic responsibility by filing tax returns promptly and with integrity. The advice was given at the 2026 Muhammad Rusela International Conference, where experts conveyed to explore ways of aligning Islamic principles with the government's new tax law. The report.
The 7th edition of the Muhammad Rasoline International Conference, which attracted clerics from across Nigeria and beyond, emphasized the importance of Muslims fulfilling their civil duty by paying taxes. This year's conference focused on educating the faithful on bridging economic gaps between innovative approach, AI compliance, and creating an ethical business environment in line with Nigeria's new tax law. Speaking at the event, clerics noted that paying tax to the government is an integral part of faith.
As a law-abiding citizens, you have to go by what the government say, and even this tax reform, it is in Islam. So no sensible Muslim will go against what the government says because it is part of Islam already.
They also highlighted that the tax law promotes fairness and transparency, encouraging compliance among Muslims.
Tax reform regime is a great thing that has happened to Nigeria, especially with this administration. There must be accountability and transparency in the use of this fund to better the lot of Nigerians.
No nation thrives without an adequate tax system. And the Prophet ﷺ himself encouraged us.
Islamic clerics have encouraged Muslims to leverage technology to enhance and grow their businesses.
The right way, you have to be a manager of your data. Because when you understand data, you collect data, you analyze data, you can not only scale your business, but also build for the future. Right? The biggest companies in the world right now, talk about Nvidia, Google, Facebook, TikTok. All these companies do not have refineries. What the leverage is data.
Clerics urge religious groups and institutions to take the lead in engaging in Islamic business forums that promote ethical business. They emphasize that such engagement will help ensure the faithful comply with and support government policies that align with Islamic values. Precious Agbolahor reporting for BTV News.
The Ijaw National Congress has condemned renewed impeachment attempts against Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara, describing them as a serious threat to democracy and stability in the Niger Delta. In a statement issued in Yenagwa, the Apex-era social-cultural body expressed concern over the resumption of impeachment proceedings by the Rivers State House of Assembly against Governor Fubara and his deputy. The NIC noted that this marks the third impeachment attempt since 2023, warning that the moves reflect a pattern of political vendetta capable of destabilizing both Rivers State and the wider Niger Delta region.
Impeachment move as a grave threat to democracy, peace and stability, not only in Rivers State, but in the entire Niger Delta region. This is the third of such attempts since 2023, revealing a relentless circle of political vendetta that must be condemned and broken. We stand firmly with the people of Rivers State and all defenders of constitutional order in rejecting this dangerous gambit.
Former Senate leader and ambassador of the renewed hope agenda in Oyo State, Teslim Folarin, has condemned the deadly attack on a national park office in our local village, calling for the immediate investigation and prosecution of those responsible. Speaking at a renewed hope unity rally in Ibarakba, Folarin and other chieftains of the All Progressive Congress in Oyo State described the attack as a grievous assault on peace and security, emphasizing that criminality and banditry have no place in the state or anywhere in Nigeria. They also appealed to residents of broader communities to remain calm, vigilant, and cooperate fully with security personnel deployed to affected areas.
Be everywhere, but I want to encourage them to do everything to fish out these criminals. Condolences to the families.
What happened in the course of that particular activity was an unfortunate one, but at the same time, all necessary measures are already in place to ensure that there will not be reoccurrence of such bitter experience.
You're still watching BTV Major News at 6. We'll be going on a short break. Do stay with us.
Gone but not forgotten. Our dearly beloved mommy and matriarch, late Madam Gift Soe Irabo. Mommy, it's been 8 years since you left us in this sinful world. And just like a burnt down library, our world crashed when death took you away from us. As our mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, sister, aunt, and mother-in-law, we will not forget in a hurry the great lessons you taught us, especially your prayerful lifestyle that brought us closer to God. We remember your undying love, care, and passion for God and man. The entire family of Yorama Erabo of Ogo Town in Orion local government area of Edo State cordially invites the public to the 8 years remembrance of their daughter, mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother, Madam Gift Soe Erabo. Date, January 13, 2026. Venue, Rose Garden Event Center, number 22, Giwa Amo Street, off Airport Road, GRA, Benin City. Time, 12 p.m. prompt. Mommy, continue to rest until we meet to part no more. We love you dearly. Signed, Ambassador Ogene Osaumese JP for the family.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Now to business news. The federal government has proposed a 6.4 billion naira for personnel costs at the Ajaokuta Steel Company Limited in the 2026 budget, despite the company's failure to produce steel for over 40 years. The report. Out of the total 6.69 billion naira allocated to the firm, salaries and allowances alone account for about 90%, reinforcing Ajaokuta's reputation as a dormant public enterprise sustained mainly by payroll spending. A breakdown of the allocation shows 4.79 billion naira earmarked for salaries, while 1.25 billion naira is set aside for allowances and social contributions such as pensions, health insurance, and employee compensation. In contrast, overhead costs were limited to 233.63 million naira, and capital expenditure meant for reviving operations stood just 410.8 million naira, reflecting minimal investment in actual production. Although the personnel costs represent a slight adjustment from previous years, the trend remains unchanged. In 2025, the government allocated 6.21 billion naira for salaries, up from 4.29 billion naira in 2024, showing a steady rise in recurrent spending despite the steel plant's continued inactivity. Dangote asked EFCC to probe former NMDPRA boss. Aliko Dangote has petitioned the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to investigate alleged corruption involving the former chief executive of Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Farouk Ahmed. The petition was submitted through Dangote's legal team and made public by the Dangote Group on Friday. The move follows Dangote's recent withdrawal of a similar petition from the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, a decision described as strategic and aimed at speeding up prosecution. The earlier petition accused Ahmed of abusing office and engaging in corrupt enrichment, including allegedly spending $5 million on his children's education abroad. In the petition to the EFCC, Dangote urged the commission to thoroughly investigate the allegations and prosecute Ahmed if found culpable. His lawyer said the EFCC is well positioned to handle corruption cases effectively and ensure accountability through the courts. Skepticism trails 10 billion naira airtime data refund claims. Nigerian banks and telecom operators claim they have refunded over 10 billion naira to customers for failed airtime and data purchases, according to the Nigerian Communications Commission. However, many customers remain skeptical, questioning how the refunds were calculated and where the money actually went. The NCC said the refunds were made ahead of a new joint framework with the Central Bank of Nigeria designed to address frequent complaints over failed transactions. Such failures usually occur during airtime or data purchases made through bank USSD codes or mobile apps, where customers were debited even when services are not available. Under the new framework, regulators are working with banks, mobile network operators, and payment platforms to improve coordination and ensure automatic refunds. While officials insist progress has been made, customers continue to demand clearer evidence that the claimed refund truly reached affected accounts. Temitakwe Oluwafemi reporting for BTV News. The U.S. employment growth slowed significantly in December, with employers adding just 50,000 jobs, far below expectations and marking one of the weakest monthly gains in the years. The slowdown was driven by job losses in construction, retail, and manufacturing, while modest gains were seen in healthcare, social assistance, and the hospitality sector. The report.
Despite the slowdown, the unemployment rate fell to 4.4%, down from 4.5% in November. suggesting the labor market remains relatively resilient. Analysts said the decline reflects more of a gradual cooling than a sharp deterioration. Sector breakdowns showed retail employment fell by 25,000, construction lost 11,000 jobs, and manufacturing dropped 8,000. In contrast, restaurants and bars added 27,000 positions, healthcare grew by 21,000, and social assistance rose by 17,000. Government employment remained largely unchanged. Wages continued to grow, with average hourly earnings up 3.8% from a year earlier, indicating that while hiring slowed, compensation pressures remain. For the full year, the U.S. economy added roughly 584,000 jobs, averaging 49,000 per month, a notable slowdown compared with 2024 when over 2 million jobs were created. Economists attribute the muted growth to trade uncertainty, demographic shifts, and increased automation in certain sectors. The Federal Reserve is expected to keep interest rates steady, with the subdued hiring data reinforcing a caution approach to further monetary policy adjustments. Favor Kolawole reporting for BTV News.
And now to entertainment news. Popular TikToker Pella has officially confirmed his breakup with fellow content creator Jarvis, putting an end to months of speculation around their relationship. The pair had been dating since 2024, but reports of irreconcilable differences began circulating in 2025. Also, Stranger Things stars top UK chart as show revives classic hits. The report.
Following the split, Pella went through a highly emotional period, which culminated in a public breakdown in December and a crash involving his luxury car. The incident sparked heavy criticism online, with many interpreting it as a cry for help. Eventually, the TikToker took to social media to confirm that the relationship was truly over. In a surprising twist, Pella declared that he no longer intends to date Nigerian women. While he did not mention a specific country, he hinted at a place where bride price is paid with up to 800 cows, referencing a woman from that country who had recently gone viral online. A 17-year-old UK-born teenager, Teddy Onwuchekwa, has turned to social media in a bid to locate his long-lost Nigerian father. Teddy, who was raised in London by his English mother, said his father left when he was just 2 years old and has been unreachable ever since. Despite multiple attempts over the years, the teenager said he has been unable to trace any information about his father or his extended Nigerian family. With no clear leads, Teddy decided to share his story publicly in hopes of reconnecting with his roots. Social media activist Very Dark Man responded by amplifying the case online. He shared photos allegedly showing Teddy's father and grandfather and urged the public to help circulate the images, asking anyone with useful information to come forward. Joe Carey, best known for his role as Steve Harrington in Stranger Things, has topped the UK music chart under his stage name Dijo. His song End of Beginning, released in 2022, climbed to #1 following the release of the show's final season. Although the track is not featured on the show's official soundtrack, it went viral on TikTok as fans used it in edits of the final episode. The surge pushed the song to 5.4 million UK streams in 1 week and over 55 million global Spotify plays. The show's impact also revived several classic 1980s tracks with songs by Prince, Kate Bush, and the Police re-entering the UK top 20. End of Beginning dethroned Taylor Swift's The Fate of Ophelia, Spotify's global chart, just 1 day after the final episode dropped, underscoring the massive cultural influence of Stranger Things. And that's it on the entertainment news. Evelyn Izibili reporting for BTV News.
Many thanks for staying with us on BTV Major News at 6. My name is Temitokwe Oluwafemi. Do have a lovely night.